Awesome. There we go. Recording. Got people coming in. Got Stefan with us. Stefan, I'm going to try and pronounce your last name here, but I'm probably going to get it wrong. Stefan Ciancio.
Yeah, you got better than most people. So that's actually right.
Oh, well, hey, way to go. All right. Well, we've got Stefan Ciancio here from Webinar Kit today. And we're going to be talking about webinars and use of AI webinars and how we should all be using webinars in part of our business. So, hey guys, so welcome everybody who is here today. If you guys are able to pop your camera on, that would be awesome. We do love to see faces on there. If you've got any questions as we go through, drop them in the chat, or pop your hand up. We can answer questions as we go through. And what's cool today, like we're really excited about this, Stefan, because we run webinars all the time. And as we just said very quickly there, you are the founder of Webinar Kit. But the irony is that we're running our webinar on Zoom here right now. So we constantly talk about how we can improve and how we can do things better with our webinars. So we're really excited to see what you've got to teach us as well today, as well as everybody who's joining us and everybody who's watching these replays later on. And why we should all be switching over to Webinar Kit at the end of this as well, mate. I'm sure you're going to give us some great insights there, mate. So, mate, if I go over to you, all right, we're going to talk about like running webinars on autopilot, results that you've seen with your system, tools and automation tips. I think that's really something we're really interested in on how we can do that, and then growth tactics outside of webinars. So, mate, over to you for a little bit.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me, Gary, first and foremost. I really appreciate it. And for everyone on, it's great to connect with everyone. Before I start, just so I can direct properly, I want to ask, what's everyone doing in here? What's everyone working on? Just so I have an idea for what everyone's doing in their business, because that's going to help me direct this, a little better. Why don't you let me know in the chat? What's everyone working on in their business right now?
Perfect, mate. Good idea.
I see a lot of people. See Carlos. Let's see, Stu, Camilla, Cynthia, Jovin, Mike, Ron, Lori. Let me know in the chat, guys. What are you guys working on?
Mike, AI tools for dentistry.
That's interesting. Okay. So, Mike, is that like selling dentists like AI marketing strategies? Is that what you're doing? Cynthia's doing something with home care clients. Okay. Receptionists. Okay. So I'm not sure I follow. So AI tools for receptionists. Okay. So you're selling that. All right.
Yeah, I'm just
Um,
someone calls in to make a booking or something like a.
oh, AI receptionist. Got it. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, it sounds like we've got a mix of people doing different things. So I guess I'll start off by just saying that in this day and age, one thing we're seeing, maybe some of you have heard this phrase before, maybe some of you haven't. We're seeing something called a trust recession. This means that right now there's a very low amount of trust out in the market. People are fearful to buy things because they do not have a lot of trust due to an increase in vendors and thanks to AI, a decrease in trust. Pretty much, it's easier than ever to have barrier to entry has never been lower to sell stuff online. So, how do you stand out in a crowded market? And the answer for 99.9% of people, especially for people who are selling stuff in here, like, marketing things, like marketers who are selling products and services, is going to be webinars. Webinars are just a very powerful medium because there's a certain format to the webinars that we run that basically create a know, like, and trust factor that allow for people to basically stand out from their competition, demonstrate authority, demonstrate credibility, demonstrate knowledge, and empathize with the person who's watching the webinar to show that they understand the person's pain. Not only that, but that they're credible and have the answer to their problems. So, webinars in general have been working amazingly since I got started online. So, I got started online back in 2013. And back then, I remember email marketing was kind of the big thing in the industry. It was all email marketing, and Webinars were kind of not really super popular yet. They were a thing, they were there, but it was basically people were doing email marketing, and then some people were running live webinars. And live webinars were kind of like the big thing. I remember people would do launches, they would build up their email list, and then they'd run a webinar on the back end of their launch, and making six figures on a webinar on the back end of the launch live was like this amazing deal. It means your webinar absolutely crushed, and you made a ton of money. And things have definitely changed since then. I feel like, I've been hearing the saying email marketing is dead for pretty much since 2013, since I got started. I've been hearing about how email marketing is dead. And it's definitely not dead. I send emails out every day in my business, but one thing I will say is that email marketing has evolved. And I will say the same thing about webinars. You may have heard, oh, webinars are dead, webinars don't work anymore. And like anything, like human nature has not changed. It's changed a little bit. It's adapted. Short form content has become much more prominent. But just like email marketing has evolved and become more of a piece of the puzzle versus the whole thing, webinars have evolved and have become a piece of the puzzle versus the whole thing. So I like to zoom out and look at it like a whole ecosystem that you're going to be using to promote your business. And part of that ecosystem is going to be things like email. I mean, right now we're on a live call, right? This is a live webinar. So live webinars still have their place. I like to say that live webinars are like live TV and automated webinars are like Netflix. So there's a place for both, right? Most of the time, we want to just get something on demand and we go and we watch it when we want to watch it. But at the same time, we still like live events, right? Like whether that's a sporting event or some people tune into political debates. But there are certain things that, people still like to watch live. And so there's a place for both. These days, though, with AI, basically everything has just completely changed. And traditionally, building a webinar has been a lot of work. And you have to sit there and you have to think about, oh, I have to put together all these slides. Maybe you had a template, maybe you didn't. You have to sit there and manually do it. It might take you months. You have no idea if it's going to convert. Or you have to go pay some agency ten to $20,000 to do it for you. And you don't even know if that's going to convert. So, what we've done at Webinar Kit, especially this year, once I saw how powerful AI was, I was like, "Wow, this is going to change the webinar game." Because what's the number one reason? I'll ask Gary. What do you think the number one reason people don't run webinars are?
It's just hard work. If you're going to sit down and I think basically just what you just said a minute ago, it's like it's hard work. You've got to sit down, create a slide deck, make a topic, practice that, run it through. Like it's effort to keep doing that and doing it continually and being fresh all the time as well. Like that is a lot of effort to do.
Exactly. So basically, it's because they don't have one, and building one is really freaking hard. So
Yeah.
So we were like, wait a minute, why don't we just help them build it with AI? So that's when we created our AI webinar builder. And I envisioned something that was basically anyone could take their website and put it into the AI webinar builder and then spit out a complete webinar on the other end, like within minutes. I'm not talking about like years, I'm talking about minutes. So, actually, Gary, if you don't mind, while we're live on the call, how do you feel about us building some webinars for people?
Let's go. Let's do it, man. Absolutely.
All right, we could do you first, or we could get a volunteer from the audience. What I need is a website. I need someone who has a website that is well fleshed out that explains what their product or service is, ideally a sales page. We could do the myCRMSIM webinar. We could do someone in the audience. I don't really care.
Mate, I'm happy to volunteer my CRM sim.
All right, why don't we start with my CRM sim and then we'll see if anyone else wants to get their webinar done. If you guys, we'll do Gary first, but if you're on here and you have a website or a product or a service, and you have a sales page or a website, post it in the chat and we'll do you guys next. I'll show you how easy this is. So Gary, what I need from you first is your most thought out sales page, your most thought out whatever you've got like for your product.
Can we just take the homepage? Because I mean that we
Sure.
haven't
Is it
practiced
just
this before, mate. So I'm not sure. Will it just take the one page, or does it crawl off and find more info, or it's just going to take the homepage?
It'll basically take the homepage, but I believe your homepage, I'm just looking at it now.
Yeah.
I think it's got pretty much all the info we need.
Yeah, I think it's got pretty much everything on there. I think it would be
I
able to
think it's
work out pretty
fine.
well from one page. That's what I was
Okay, well,
asking, if
let's
it's just going to do that one page or does it crawl off for more information? It just looks at the one URL that you give it.
I think it only looks at the one URL we give it, but let's give it a whirl and
Okay.
see what happens. Hold on, I'm just gonna get it set up here. Choo.
I should say as well, while we're doing this and what you were saying earlier about webinars and the trust and the authority that they give, and it amazes me still, like we do webinars all the time every week. And it amazes me still how many people watch our webinars on replay or bits of it. Like it gives you so much extra in terms of content. You mentioned like short form content, like take your
Yeah.
webinars, turn them into other bits of content. And it is amazing how much value you get out of just running regular webinars that people will attend. And then they see you as an authority in your niche or your area anyway, just by de facto of the fact that you're doing it anyway. So they're really, really important to any business, I would say.
Oh, big time. Absolutely big time. Yeah, they make a huge difference. It's funny enough. I bet you know Nuno Tavares, right? He's a big high level guy.
Yeah, I did a webinar with Nuno about a week ago. I caught up
That's
with
so
him
funny.
at Level Up in Dallas, and yeah, we did a webinar about a week ago.
That's amazing. I was just on his show and we built his webinar. So
Oh, nice.
all right, I'm just going to show you how easy this is. Now, for those of you who don't have an offer yet, I just want to show you this first. We do have an offer builder here. So if you're not sure you need to work on your offer, if I go to Let's Build here, you just fill in some information here, and it'll build you an offer based on whatever niche you're in. And if you have an offer, it'll help optimize it. You might get some ideas for your bonus stack. So that's in here too if you guys want that. But what I'm going to do, since Gary obviously already has a wonderful offer over here, we're going to go to new script. I'm going to call this Gary my CRM sim. Okay. And I'm going to click generate script with AI. Now we'll do a medium-sized webinar for Gary. We're going to do autofill prompt questions. I'm going to do web page. I'm going to paste in Gary's website here and I'm going to click autofill. Now, what this is doing is it is going through Gary's website and it is finding the necessary information to create a high converting webinar. And when I say high converting, I mean like selling ice to an Eskimo. So it's going to finish that crawling anywhere from the next 5 seconds to next minute. So I'll talk until it's done. There you go. It came in. All right. So it pulled in some information. And let's go ahead and change this to is it CAPS?
Two
CAPPS?
P's, mate. Yep. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so this is going to pull in all the relevant information it finds. So let's just go through this real quick, Gary. We don't have to change anything too crazy, but let me know if you see anything that's like wildly out of place here. Because basically what it did is it took the necessary information it needs to create that high converting webinar. You'll see it pulls in common mistakes, false beliefs, presenter's journey. So it created a hero journey for you here. Presenter struggled with high costs. So it just kind of created the story. Pulled in the offer name, offer deliverables, regular price, webinar price. So we'll just do NA for this, just for the sake of the event. We'll just keep, is this your standard pricing here?
Yeah, so that's one of them. We have a few packages on there. I guess it's grabbed one because I guess webinars are going to be directed to the simple one product type thing. So we have three different products and packages on that homepage. But I guess you
Okay.
could
Why
just
don't we
adjust
leave it
that in there.
here? We'll say recommended SMS pack, recommended package, just for the sake of the example.
Yeah, yeah.
Recommended package. Free. Is this actually the webinar incentive, or did it add this?
Free exclusive onboarding call bonus advance. No, we don't have an exclusive onboarding call. We do group onboarding calls, but we do give away a bunch of advanced snapshots for people that sign up. So we do have all the snapshots and stuff. So that's all true.
Okay, let's just do group onboarding call for now. Sometimes the AI will create something that it thinks is really good, and sometimes people say, wow, that's a really good idea. So the AI is going to try to create the highest converting webinar possible for you. So
Yep.
the beauty is this saved us a bunch of time filling this all out. We'd be sitting here for what, 20 minutes putting this in here? So it filled it all in for us, saved us a bunch of time. I'm just going to add my CRM sim here. Okay, and then under objections, uh, I think we'll leave that be. It just says, is this really unlimited SMS? Closing hook, don't miss your chance. Here we can change from lots of text to some text. I'll do some text, most slides with images. And then here, custom instructions. This could pretty much be whatever people want. We've had people build decks in different languages. You could say make the deck in Spanish. You could say make the tone casual, make the tone professional. So I'm just going to leave it blank for now. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to click generate script. And what this is going to do now is this is going to create Gary's webinar. So it's creating the content. You can see here it's going, it's going. It's pretty fast. So you can see in real time, this is building all of the slides.
Looking pretty accurate so far as I'm
Yeah.
sort of scanning as we go. Looks pretty good.
Yeah. Saves a lot of time. Can you imagine sitting here doing this manually?
Can I
Now,
get a
the
copy of this at
beauty
the end,
is,
mate?
you know, it's funny because anyone can literally have a sales webinar now. Anyone. You see how quick this is? You don't need to be an expert in anything.
Yeah.
So here it goes. There's your fast action bonuses. I created that. You created an offer stack for you. It's got the link, special webinar only deal. So yeah, it should be close to done. It'll finish up any minute now. I think that's it. It came up with 60 slides. I'm
And
gonna
I'm
go ahead and just
assuming, like any AI stuff, obviously you're going to review it and check it and adjust it anyway, because we all know that, I don't know what this is using, OpenAI, ChatGPT or whatever, but we all know that they can always need a bit of tweaking, right?
absolutely. The beauty is this will get you about 90%, 95% of the way there. So, but
That's
like to that
that's
point,
good.
you could come in here and you can make any changes. So you can come in here, you can change the text here, you can add a photo, you could change the photo instructions. You could see that it adds photo instructions here. So
Oh
this
yeah.
is this is telling the AI like what photo it wants to generate. So you can add an offer link. So you could make changes here and then, but I've already saved this. So that's step one, right? We've got our webinar script and we've got it broken down in a good way. What I'm going to do now, Gary, is just go back over here. Oops. Sorry, I thought I saved it. Okay, save, complete. Okay. So then I go to slides. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and click new slide deck.
And that was about
Now,
50 odd slides that it pushed out there, wasn't it? I think, give or take.
60 slides, yeah.
60 slides. I mean, that's a lot. That's going to take a long time to do 60 slides.
Oh, let's see. So let's do create with AI. I'm going to create slide deck from script here. Let's go ahead and grab your script. You're right after Nuno, so I got you there. Pick one of these color schemes. You have any one of these that you like most?
The bottom right, the white right and black background and
Yeah, I feel
purple.
like that fits with your brand, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that looks pretty close.
Okay, so I'm gonna do slide images, brand images off. Okay, so brand image hidden, replace existing slides, and we're gonna go ahead and click import script. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it's going through. It's going to start creating the slides for Gary here. You'll see that some slides take a little bit longer to make than others. You see, it's generating slide one. It's going to go through and just generate these. Let's see here. So it generated the first slide, and it's going through. It's interestingly enough, the preview is not actually showing the actual images, so that's something I have to look into. But basically, the reason that you can see how quickly it generates the slides with no images, and basically the ones that are there. So like you can see, slide five has an image on it. It's taking longer to generate the slides with images. So you can see here where these images are. Of course, the one time I give this demo, it's not appearing the actual images it's generating, but you can see it is generating them. So it's on slide nine now. It's making an image. So I have to figure out why it's not adding those to the slides. Um, But basically, it's generating them, and you can see when it does the slides that don't have an image. I guess I'm gonna have to let it continue and let it finish here, and then we can go in and fill in those images manually. But basically, you can see here it's building the slide deck very, very quickly. And if you do no images, it'll build this in 5 seconds because it's just gonna go. You can see like how quickly like slide 12 it did it in milliseconds. And then the slides where it's adding images, it just takes a bit longer because it's literally generating a fresh image, which is amazing because you used to have to go to these stock image websites where you had to pay Shutterstock or whatever and make sure you had royalty-free images. But you don't have to worry about that anymore with AI. You can literally just generate fresh. It's going to generate a fresh image every time. So it's going in. It's making Gary's webinar. We're going to have to manually add the images that it's generating after.
I was going to say anyway, like, mostly you probably want to go through and like tweak these images and stuff and put ones in that are aligned to your brand. I mean, most people have got some kind of image library to do with them themselves or their products and stuff anyway. So a lot of it you might just want to go through and manually put ones in that you like as well. Anyway, again, like OpenAI can do a great job 90% of the time, but a lot of the time you want to customize these things to make them more aligned to you and your brand.
yeah, absolutely. And what's cool is when we finish this, I'll go in and show you guys what I mean about the images. And how quickly this is something that you could have. But yeah, Gary's gonna. It won't take us long. We're just gonna go in and add random images to these, so we can do it in about a few minutes. But yeah, I intend to have Gary's webinar done very very shortly here. But it's on slide 31 of 60. Now it's on slide 34 of 60. Um, but yeah, guy, this is pretty great. I remember when I got started with webinars, I had to wait. Like I said, if I hired someone, it would take, a month. If I did it myself, sometimes it'd take me 3, 4 months just to bang out a webinar. Now I could do it in one sitting. I can have a high converting webinar here. And what's cool is this isn't just any format, right? This is a format based on millions in sales. It's a format, based on 20,000 users who have used Webinar Kit. So we've taken like what we've learned over the years and kind of from different gurus, different people, and we've created a format that just seems to work every time it's used. So this could be applied to any business. This could be applied to any product. And it's something that I think anyone should be using to get more sales in their business because webinars really do just differentiate you from your competition.
Have you got the Alex Hormozy all day, keep going forever webinar, 9 figures? Have you got that template?
Say that again, sorry.
Have you got the Alex Hormozy all day, keep going forever webinar, 9 figure sales one, whatever that was called that you ran?
We don't have that one yet, but maybe we need to talk to try to find Hormozy's webinar template because,
Like
yeah, we
that
don't
might
have an
that might
all-day
take more than
webinar,
5 minutes
unfortunately.
to generate.
Yeah, something like that. Um, all right. Well, this is basically done. Uh, it's almost done. It's doing slide 60. All right. So this is the output, right? Normally, of course, the one time I do this, I need to just talk to my dev team. They'll fix this right away. But if I go in here, I could go into images and I could go to AI images here and just select uh images here. So like, whatever image you want to add. Let's see here. See if I go to the very bottom, it'll probably be the images that it just generated. I have to move the zoom thing. So let's go all the way down here. All right, let's see. Do this one. All right, cool. So we added an image. I'm just going to save that. So this is a fully editable slide deck. So when you generate these images here, it's pretty great. So you can see here we added an image, and then down here we could come in and say presented by Gary Caps. I don't have an image of you, Gary, so I'll just assume this is you.
You don't have
There
saved
you go.
images of me, mate? What's going on?
Um, but yeah, it's you come in and you basically just add the images. So like, what who this is going to allow you to finally. So see if it generated any phone related images because you would assume this is phone related. So maybe we do this one.
Can I generate a new image there? I see that option generate with AI at the top left there.
Yeah,
Can I
yeah.
just create one if I don't see one that I like there or I didn't like the one it created first of all? Can I just go and tell it, hey, make me some new options?
You can absolutely do that. You can absolutely do that. You just go to generate with AI right from that exactly that piece, and you could do that. I think it actually created these for your webinar. These latest ones because I see the Einstein. There's this Einstein image here, and then we have the Einstein thing in your deck where it's like, oh, and then look at this bonus automation tutorials. So it made your images. For some reason, it just didn't add them to the webinar, which is just a temporary glitch here that we're gonna fix. But let's see here. Let's see. Maybe we'll do this one. I didn't add that. Sometimes it just takes a minute to add the image.
Yeah, no, that's okay, man.
All right, well, I'll let that. There you go.
There you go.
Okay, so if we come down here, who am I and why should you listen to me? We'll put fake Gary back. There you go. Spent months chasing. So this is going to be like someone frustrated. So let's find someone frustrated in here. I think it generated someone frustrated. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this one. There you go. So you get the point. We basically just come in here and we, let's see,
It's created
share
that
my
whole
name.
story, hasn't it? Which is part of the important, well, it's the important part of when you're running a good webinar like this. You want that whole story
Yeah.
to run through.
Yeah, that's the hero's journey.
Hmm.
So, very, very important. And yeah, so that's the cool thing, right? Like you don't really need to know anything about webinars. You can geek out. We have, especially in Webinar Kit, we have the academy and everything. But like, if you don't care and you just want a webinar that's going to get you sales, you could literally just make it. Let's do this one. Seems like a happy Gary after his business does well. So I'll do that. Okay, so I'll do that. Yeah, so look at that. I'm halfway through. We've got about 60 slides. I'm a quarter of the way through, but I've just been adding images. But you get the point. Basically, you just come in and you add these images to the slides that don't have any. Um, it's got the three secrets, which is another, standard thing in webinars. Three secrets to unlimited messaging. Secret one, you don't need Twilio. So you're taking down objections. Secret two, no more A2P. Obviously, that's a big one. People don't like A2P, and I assume that's one of the main reasons people are drawn to your platform. And three, you talk about AI and automation. So yeah, basically then you come in and imagine instantly send confirmations, updates. So it's covered all the main pieces here. And then it says introducing my CRM sim. In a nutshell, my CRM sim, and it shares what it'll do. Uh, so yeah, it just goes in and has some testimonial sections. This is where Einstein's supposed to go. Might as well place him there.
It's done a really good job just reading through this. Obviously, I know our products and our services, and what I can see there, it's done a really good job of pulling that together.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've really taken the time to build this with conversions in mind. So there's
Hmm.
Einstein. So it's pretty cool. Like, and I don't think there's gammas out there. Gamma, we like to say we're gamma, but for sales presentations because gamma is really good for like generic decks or presentations that don't have anything to do with conversions. But obviously, you want a webinar that's actually going to convert leads. So that's what this kind of allows you to do. So anyway, but you come down, you've got all your slides. Here's your 60 slide webinar, and we did this in minutes. So I'm just going to save it. I do want to show you guys one more cool thing. I'm not going to do this because it's going to take definitely some time, but you see this create with AI button here? As soon as this saves, I'll show you.
I do.
Okay, look at this. I can actually, so one thing I can do is also export this. So I can export PDF or PowerPoint. So if I export it as a PDF, it's going to be non-editable. But you can also export this to PowerPoint and it'll be fully editable. So if you want to make edits in PowerPoint instead of in here, you can do that. You can also upload your PowerPoint to Google Sheets if you want to do Google Slides if you want to do that too. But the other cool thing is look at this, create video, right? I can actually come in here and I can do a narrated video with Avatar or a narrated video, and I could have Graham, Rika, Pedro, Anne, Brian, Thaddeus. Look at this Australian man. Maybe Thaddeus is gonna
Very common
narrate.
Australian name there, mate. Very common name. I
Well,
like that.
Well, we've got many different names here. Maybe you want Anne to narrate it, but basically you could come in and you could do a narrated video or narrated video with avatar. So it's totally up to you. But if you do the avatar, what's also cool is we now have the ability for you to add your own avatar. So if you have an AI avatar in HeyGen, HeyGen is, for anyone who doesn't know, is a software that lets you create an AI version of yourself.
Hmm.
You can connect your HeyGen avatar and have it narrate your webinar. So for those of you who never want to record anything, guess what? You no longer have to. You can literally just come in and bang out I'm not going to do it because it's going to take some time, but um, basically you can have like a fully narrated what video here without having to do any recording. I think that's massive.
Will that narrate? Because obviously you've got bullet points on the slide, and when you're doing a webinar, you want to talk to the points and about the points, but you're not necessarily reading word for word. Can I just ask, how does that work when it's narrating the webinar?
Yeah, so basically it'll go through and it'll like more or less kind of like narrate it with like some human elements. So for example, it might say something like, now unlock unlimited SMS, iMessage, and WhatsApp marketing presented by me, Gary Caps. Results will vary based on individual. So it will largely just read the slides, but we've tweaked it a little bit to be more adding human elements, like we've added us or breaks or things like that. But it's something that obviously you'll play with
Yeah.
to make sure that you're happy with it. But it's actually pretty good. Let me see if I could find an example to show you.
So I can basically
Um,
build a webinar and then have my AI avatar present the webinar, and I never have to sit on a webinar. That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
exactly. If I could find an example, I will definitely show you.
And you've got AI monitoring answers for Q&A as well, haven't you? Don't you have that option in there? I don't know if you were going to talk about that, but I think that's a feature
Oh,
you guys have.
yes. We do have that. So let me just save that and get out of here. Well, so basically, when you actually come in and build your webinar, right? The next thing is, you actually need to run it. So I could come over here and show people, like, to create an automated webinar. Here's some of the webinars that we've run. Can we find a more recent automated one just to show people? So this is our best deal ever webinar. You can see it's generated 18,000 registrants. It runs 24/7. So um, can you imagine how your business would change if you've had 18,000 leads register for your webinar? 9,000 people have watched your webinar, even only a small percentage of people convert. What that would do for your business. So, it just kind of proves the point of how powerful these automated webinars are. But yes, we do have some powerful features in here. I mean, you can see it's just a four-step process to set up this webinar. I usually like to run 3 p.m., 10 a.m., and 8 a.m. as my times. And then I also do just-in-time sessions. So that's basically when someone shows up, they can attend within 5 or 10 minutes of watching the webinar. Um, it just makes it easier for people who want to either watch now or for the people who might like some structure or want to say, I'm showing up at 3 p.m. It just kind of gives you the option.
Hmm.
And if I go to register here, this is where you build your registration and thank you pages. And the watch room is where we've got the AI chats that Gary just mentioned. So if I come in here and I go to chat simulator, toggle AI chat responses. So as it says here, enable or disable AI chat responses in your live chat box. If enabled, our AI will answer questions related to the selected product or brand details. So our AI will only respond to relevant questions or ignore general statements. So basically, like you can set it to what it can answer and not answer, but from here I could just select a brand, and then you create this in your settings in Webinar Kit. But basically, I could select a brand here, and now whenever someone is watching the webinar, they're going to get a response. The worst thing about automated webinars is people feeling like they're just in the abyss and there's no one around, and nothing's going on. So like the beauty of this is like they're going to get an answer. And this is similar technology to what you see now with like help support tickets and stuff like that, right? Everything's going through like an AI agent. So it's similar here, I guess, but the beauty here is you can actually set chat responses in real time, and you could
Hmm.
even set the name of the AI assistant. So maybe you want to call it AI assistant. I usually like to give like funny personas in my webinars. So like I'll call it like Mr. Chatty. And people generally like that, so they're talking to Mr. Chatty now versus someone else, or you can make it whoever you want, like AI Bob or whoever whatever you want to call it, you could just call it that. And if it doesn't know the answer here, you can actually set the question response here, like, not sure, Stefan will answer shortly. Or if it's a live webinar, you could say that, or not sure, email support or go to, help.webinar kit. You could kind of change what you want to do there. But that's pretty easy and pretty great. So yeah, and we've also got like chat like simulator itself. So like if you want to add pre-added messages here, so this is the Mr. Chatty I was mentioning. So something that I like to do on my webinars for especially automated webinars is I like to have a guide with a name that is guiding someone through it. It's kind of like, do you remember that Microsoft Word paperclip back in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
day?
You used to hop around the screen a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that, but like I do Mr. Chatty AI and he welcomes people to the webinar. Welcome to the webinar. I'm your AI friend, Mr. Chatty. I'll be taking you, throughout the webinar to make sure you don't miss anything important. And basically like it's just at the it's kind of funny, kind of engaging, and basically it just hypes them up. Like AI is a game changer. You don't want to miss this. Don't miss this. It's worth a wait. AI plus, and it tries to like wherever they're supposed to be getting an aha moment, it kind of gives them that aha moment in the chat.
Hmm.
So like Mr. Chatty AI, Stefan is a cool guy. I wasn't in an AI, I'd totally have a crush on him. So, I add funny things like that, and people definitely like it. Like, look at this. Spoiler alert, webinars are essential. So it just kind of force feeds them the points that they're needing to pick up, even if they don't pick it up. Uh,
It's like
the
that
Phil
subliminal
Stefan part.
messaging coming in, isn't it?
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, it's all about how kind of guiding. I like to see it as like a sales guide, and it's another layer. But when you
Hmm.
pair this with the interactive activeness of actual response, but like, so for example, here we had a testimonial with a guy named Gideon, and Mr. Chatty pops in and says, "Safe to say, Gideon now loves webinars." Right? So it's pretty like it just like adds it in a friendly way. It helps them get the point that they need to get. Um, uh, and it reminds them to pay attention. Like, look, Trevor built his own secret weapon to turn on the sales. You can too. You can have your own client and sales system. Buckle up. This will change everything. So it's just constantly hyping them up. And it took me some. This one took me some time to do. What you can do now with AI, and this would probably be a cool feature to do in Webinar Kit, but like you can actually upload the entire your entire webinar slide deck to ChatGPT and say, here's the length of my webinar, my video, and here's the slides. And you could say, uh, you know, create like I'm creating like an AI persona named Mr. Chatty. And I want him to talk to the crowd and be kind of funny and kind of witty, but also give them like key lessons that they need to pick up as their guide through this webinar to keep engagement high. And it'll probably spit out for you something pretty good that you can then feed into here. So, but yeah, I remember this took a bit of time to do manually because I just basically sat through the webinar
Yeah.
recording and created these and then I had to manually enter them in. So it took some time.
You
But
could
basically,
yeah, you could
what's that?
definitely do
Sorry.
that with chat. You could definitely do that with Chat GPT because I do similar stuff to that for like training and webinar videos and not webinar videos, but if I need to do pointers out of videos, I do a very similar thing and say review this video, grab me the main points and give me the timestamps, and then it gives me a list with timestamps. So you could do exactly that application with ChatGPT to here, just like you're saying, really. It would just grab it all out for you.
Yeah, awesome. There you go. So, but anyway, that's pretty much it. So like once you've got this, let's exit out of here. Let's do this. So if we come to the homepage of Webinar Kit, we've got this running 24/7 in the bottom left-hand corner. So this is pretty much the final product. So, people, this is our page, and the beauty is you don't have to be a professional designer to get results. This is getting like I think like a 60% opt-in, this page. So we built this in Webinar Kit. It's not pretty. We don't particularly care because it converts, but it's getting a 60% opt-in rate. So if I come in here, you put in your information. These are the drop downs that we were mentioning about automated webinars. This is why I say it's like Netflix. You could watch in our case, we give you two just-in-time sessions, one in 5 minutes and apparently one in 20 minutes, within 20 minutes. Um, and then, from there, these are the three preset ones. So you could sign up for 8 o'clock tonight, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, or 3 p.m. the next day. So, you've got a few options there as far as that. But basically, when you register, it goes into a thank you page. Here, let's see, 3 minutes. Uh,
Do you
no
let
one
people
better.
know that these are AI webinars, or depending on the people, do they think that they're coming to a real one, or?
We don't tell people that they're live. We just tell people, hey, there's a training at this time. And I think 90% of people know it's recorded. But at the end of the day, they're coming to consume the message. So I try to tell people to focus on that. Like, never lie and say it's live. But like, I think there's a lot of misconceptions around automated webinars.
Mm.
Um, and I think it's okay to say, hey, we have a training at this time, like sign up for the next available training. And they probably assume there's some sort of automation going on, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter too much. So on our thank you page here, though, once you register, I've got a video here. It's just a video of me, welcoming people. And then down here, we recommend that they grab a plan, one of our products. This is something that if you're not leveraging your thank you page real estate, you're missing out on a lot of sales and conversions because a lot of people, once they've taken an action, such as putting their information in a form, they're much more likely to take another action. So I try to leverage the thank you page to get them to do that. And then down here, we've got some more information, but basically, we're just hyping them up for the webinar. We've got some share buttons here. They can add it to their Google Calendar or their Outlook calendar. And in 1 minute, this will go straight into the actual webinar presentation. So we can wait and I can just show everyone roughly what this looks like. But this is just an automated sales system. Like for anyone who doesn't want to run sales calls or doesn't want to do endless live webinars, I say that this is something that should be running in your business 24/7. Like for example, Gary, like on my CRM Sim homepage, you could have this automated demo running 24/7. It's going to collect leads. It's probably going to bring in more sales for you and it's going to build your audience. So it's something that just works. It's added even our most recent version, which I don't remember when we added it, but it hasn't been that long. But it's added 18,000 leads, 9,000 of them who have attended the actual webinar. So those leads know, like, and trust us, and they understand why we're better than the competition. And that's the power of this. Is you're not just putting any leads on your list; you're getting very good quality leads that are indoctrinated to what you want them to know. And that's the power of this. Is like you'd have to manually do 18,000 sales calls to match the output of what we got on one automated webinar. So it's
Mm.
pretty powerful if you think about it. I don't know if you guys hear the conversation, but basically in here you could see now keep in mind it says admin because or participants because I'm an admin, so I see this because I'm logged in. But for regular people, they're just going to see the chat. So you could see Mr. Chatty popped up. He's like, "Hey, I'm welcoming you to the webinar," and basically, this is you have to put in work to get results, and so yeah, basically, it's just going in and doing the recording, and it's taking people through the webinar. And they could ask questions here. This one does not have the chat responses enabled, otherwise I would do that. But basically, this is pretty much it. And then this system just sells people for you 24/7. It's a no-brainer. Like every business should have one of these running 24/7 because you're just missing out on nurture and sales, running while you're sleeping, basically. So anyway, yeah, that's my little webinar kit demo there.
And all of this, because our audience, primarily anyone here, would generally be using high level. You guys have a native integration for high level as well, don't you? So when you capture those leads, for those that don't convert, like you can put them into a follow-up automation within high level and then start sending them reminders, put them on an email list, SMS, whatever it might be through there, can't you?
Yeah, yeah, we've got a full integration with High Level. We've been on their podcast a couple times that actually shares the integration and shows you how to use it, but it's pretty straightforward. You could connect into your High Level if you want to do your CRM through there, and yeah, it actually pairs perfectly with my CRM Sim. You could use my CRM Sim to be the reminder system for your webinars. if you connect it to high level.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I know you've got a hard stop because you've got an event this evening. We did have Stu put in his URL. I don't know if we have time to run another one quickly for fastbusinessai.com.
We can. The one thing I'll say is that that photo thing that needs to be repaired. It sounds like the API for the images is down. I stealthily asked my development team what's going on. They said the Black
Yeah.
Forest API. So we use some software called Black Forest for the image generation, and apparently their API is down. So it's actually out of our hands. So it's up to who posted that? Stu. It's up to
Stu.
Stu if he wants me to generate without the images actually being generated, but we can. Just a matter of if he thinks it's worth it or not. I could also give you the script if you want that.
What do you think, Stu? Or is it? Yeah, I'll put anything in. Either that or yeah, because I know you've got a hard stop, mate. So yeah. Oh, Stu says sure. Either.
Okay, cool. Let's run it. Okay, let me come back into Webinar Kit. Okay, sign in. Let's run through this one more time. Maybe it's back up. Hold on, let's see. So share. Gotta love how technology doesn't cooperate sometimes.
Mate,
But unfortunately it is. I'm sure you know all about that.
oh, mate, yep. We've all been there, mate. We've all been there. So
All right, so I'm just gonna do Stu AI webinar. Let's go to generate script with AI. Boom. We'll do a medium size. Boom. Autofill prompt questions. Boom. We do need to make this HTTPS autofill. Boom. Let's see. Uh, do you not have a HTTPS set up on your site, Stu? Because I noticed when I put it in the browser, it also didn't work. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just copy. Yeah, there's a security issue on. It says not secure, so I think you need an SSL. But what I'll do is we have another option where you can copy and paste the information on the site. So I'll just copy. This page does. I will say, Stu, there's not a lot of information on this page, so I don't know how well it'll work, but we can try it. So the beauty is we have another option if you don't have a website or let's see. He says try Facebook AI dot site. Let me see here. There you go. Okay, that should work better. Let's try that. Okay, let me see if that works. I'm not sharing, right? Or am I?
no, your screen's off at the moment, mate.
Share. There we go. Okay. All right, cool. So I put in, I think it's working. But yeah, that other site I think has a HTTPS issue. Okay, cool. So here we go. Pulled in, unlock hidden revenue, revive old leads with AI for explosive sales growth. It's a pretty good title for 5 seconds of work. Event presenter Stu, uh, pain points, biggest desires. It's basically pulled the whole thing in, including Stu's story. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna make that the same link here. Let's do some text. I'm going to do no slides with images just for the sake of the example. Let's generate script. Boom, boom, boom. Look at this. Look how fast we're doing this, guys. You can get good at this. Obviously, we're doing it much faster the second time because I don't have to explain to you guys what I'm doing. But do you know how much copywriters charge for this? Do you know there's people using our tool in their agency to write the webinars for their clients that they charge ten to $15,000 for? It's actually wild when you think about it.
This is
Someone
getting a
said
lot of
something.
info because if anyone has looked or hasn't looked at Stu's site, it's not that this is a bad thing, Stu, if you're listening, but there's not, like you said, Stefan, there's not a lot of information on there. So this has actually really got a lot of info from a small copy page or a short copy page.
Yeah, it's got 55 slides and the interest that's why you have to check it over like you said, Gary, because sometimes it'll add things because it's trying to get the maximum conversions. Um, save. So yeah, but basically we just created the scripts. Let's go ahead and make some slides. Let's see. Stu, what style slide do you want? Let me see here. I gotta find your scripts. Do AI webinar. Do you have a color scheme that you like from these? And maybe Gary, you could tell me because I can't add the chat up.
The he says he can't see the screen share. Oh, blue. He says blue.
Blue. Okay, great. Okay, so let's hide the logo. Generate images from AI. Boom. By the way, this is going to generate like in milliseconds because there's no images. So check this out. Ready? Boom. Look at that. Done. There's your webinar.
Pretty quick.
Look at this. So there's no images in it, but you could use this. You literally use this and just like put your video over it and share it. But it's output pretty much everything you need. So I can even give this. I can even export this and send it over to Gary, or if you want to give it to the people who are on the call if they want it for whatever reason. Um, but like, look how quick and easy this is. This is an asset that could make people seven figures, eight figures, if used properly. Um, Really powerful asset to have in your business.
Pretty
Stu
good.
says, "Sweet, thanks."
I think everyone can see
Yeah,
the
so
value of that,
we'll
mate.
save this. Let me just export it. So I've just saved it. Let me just come in. I'll grab it as a PDF. Stu, do you want it as a PDF or as a PowerPoint? PowerPoint. Okay. So I should have done, let me see if I could get out of it. Let's see. We do have to wait because I just exported it as a PowerPoint. Uh, so it'll take a little minute to download that. But yeah, if anyone has any questions or thoughts or concerns while we're waiting for that to download, happy to answer.
Any questions, guys? If you want to drop them in the chat there or put your
Here's the
hand up.
export. So yeah, this is the export in PowerPoint form. Let me just get it as a PD as a PowerPoint. Sorry, as a yeah. Sorry, yeah. So anyone have any thoughts while we wait for that? Happy to answer anything. But basically, like this is it, I'm sure you guys like when you compare to sales calls, right? Like, do you want to do 18,000 sales calls or do you want an AI system to register 18,000 people and have 9,000 watch the presentation that you record once? Think about that. Think about the scalability aspect.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And these are things as well. Like you said, you just have this on your website. Like people do want to get this and consume this information. So having this on your website that people can just go to and go, yep, cool. I just want to check it out. It is funny how people will like to watch these rather than even reading the copy on your website that says the same thing because you've just made the webinar out of that information on the website. But people do like to consume those the webinars and the video.
Yeah. All right. I've just saved it. So I can send that over somehow. I don't know how, but however you want me to get it over.
Hey Gary, can we ask a question?
Yeah, mate, I was just reading your question there, mate, but I was just going to ask that. But you're on now, mate, so go for it. You can ask your question.
Thanks very much. So with this webinar kit, if the webinar is running, is there a way to, if someone asks a question in the webinar, that we can have it come to a mobile where we can actually answer it, or is it only answered by AI?
Good question. So we have something called email questions. So we don't have a SMS, auto SMS channel, unfortunately. That's something that we do want to add in the future, but we've got an email question option. So like the AI can answer the chat in real time, and then if uh, need it to go to an SMS, you could do that. We also have something called the control room where you can, manage that whether you're on mobile or desktop. You can do it through the control room. Or you can do the email option where, it'll, if you're on your phone, you can set it so that anytime someone emails a question, they're in the webinar. You could set the AI to say, hey, like, I don't know how to answer this, but you can get an answer very quickly through this email questions box. They put their info in and then you can email them back very quickly. So we do have that. The SMS option is coming, but we don't have it at the moment.
And do you have like an API or anything like that, that if we had something that like we could plug into it, is there any capability that we can develop something so it can do that exact function?
We do have an API. I don't know off the top of my head exactly which functions you can ping, but we do have that, and we can always take more additional like feature requests if that's like if you don't see something in the API that you need it to do, that's something that we can always add later.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Can you push it to Slack as well? Like for that?
We don't, you can do Slack through like Zapier or like, something like
Yeah.
that, but like direct integration with Slack, we don't have yet, but we've got integration. Like we're more focused on like the CRM integrations right now, but we do plan to add a lot of these additional things in the future. The next big one is we're adding is Make because obviously a lot of people are using that. Um, so yeah.
And what about N8N or, using MCPs to be able to have communication?
I don't even know what N8N is.
Oh, cool. Okay, you just
Uh,
you really
like
want it. It's the thing that's taken over Make. That's it's the next progression of Make.
yeah, it's the new Zapier for all the cool kids.
Yes.
That's why Lachlan's using it because he's cool.
Okay, let me write these down. You guys are teaching me something, so
We're
that's
all
good.
learning today. We're all learning. Every day's a school day, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me add that in, actually, because I'm gonna forget it otherwise.
I might be able to build it for you, and you can buy me a cup of coffee when I come over.
I won't say no.
That seems like a good deal.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, where do I send this PowerPoint? You want me to just put it in Drive and then
Stu, he's dropped his email address there in the chat, mate.
okay. All right, let me do that. Where is that email? Admin@fastbusinessai.com. All right, sending it over right now. Hope you guys got some value out of this.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I've got Carlos from my team on here, and Carlos, you know what you're going to be doing over the next week or so.
Yeah, with 100 changes to the
Yeah,
webinar.
yeah, mate. You know, we've always got new things to do. So I know you're sending that over to Stu, mate, and I know that you do have a hard stop here. So if anyone's got any last questions, if you want to drop them in. Um, Also, obviously, everyone saw webinar kit there. I don't know if you have like we do these webinars because I love talking to you, Stu. You reached out to talk to me about myCRMSIM a while ago, and we just got chatting about webinars, and you were telling me things. I was like, mate, you got to come on and talk to our customer base about it. So you came on here purely because like I like what you do, and obviously you can add a lot of value here. So what we don't do is basically make these like pitch fests anyway. But I don't know if you have an offer or a deal or anything for our clients, or if you just want to present to them what webinar kit is and how much it is and stuff like that. We don't have any kind of affiliate commission or anything coming out of this. We just like what you guys do. So more than welcome to let people know that as well, mate. And we'll put the links for webinar kit and anything. If you're watching the replay and stuff anywhere else later, guys, there'll be a link below somewhere to webinar kit that the guys can go and check you out more.
Yeah. We've got a few options. We've got the automated only option. Every package does include the AI webinar builder, but we've got a webinar kit, which is automated webinars. We've got live webinars, which is Webinar Kit Live. We also have something called the Best Deal Ever, which is automated webinars, live webinars, the AI Creator Suite, meetings, coaching, courses, community, basically everything. So we have different tiers, obviously depending on what people want, but those are the three packages that people have options to. Everything, to be honest with you, everything's on Black Friday pricing right now. So it's the lowest price that you're going to get basically between now and Cyber Monday. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want me to just drop the links here or whatever you think is
Yeah, if you
easiest.
want to drop links there, mate. I love how you've got the simple name for it, the best deal ever. I love that.
So I'll do that then. So we'll do this.
Lachlan has one other question there. Video, can we drop in videos instead of pics? So if you've already got a video, can you drop that in and use that for your automated webinar? Is that what you're asking, Lachlan?
So like if you're demonstrating a video, for example, on the webinar, like the for example, AI avatars, how great this avatar is as opposed to another, can you drop in a video file rather than just a picture?
Yeah, so right now, I think what you're asking is if you can like pick a point in the video and splice in a video. Is that basically what you're asking?
Like have like an iframe in there that can have a video playing. So when you get to that slide, you can be talking about the quality of the image rather than just having an image or a photo. You could have a video playing within that iframe.
Yeah, right now the answer is we don't have that functionality. Most people are usually just exporting the recording, and then if they need to add a video, they just kind of splice it in,
Okay.
like outside of the tool. But we're always looking at adding more functionality and
Yeah, it's
giving
cool.
people more details of what they can do.
Thank
Could you
you.
drop a GIF in there, like an animated GIF, and then that would play like a video anyway, and you could be talking about that on the slide? Would that work?
I think a GIF should work. Yeah.
As long as it's short, because I think GIFs you get up to like 60 seconds or so as a standard thing.
Okay.
I
Good to
Yeah.
know.
assume you're just talking about like a little short thing.
Yeah.
Say this, like if you see this section here of our platform, if you click here and do that, then this is what you'll get, kind of thing. So an animated GIF would probably cover you for that, Lachlan, I guess. Cool.
Yeah. Well,
Joe, will the recording be available after the meeting? The recording will be available through our Facebook group after this, Joe. If you should be in our Facebook community already, I assume you are if you're here. If you're not, Camilla, could you just drop the Facebook group link into the chat there for Joe or
Yeah.
Joe Evan? Sorry, mate, if I'm saying your name wrong there, mate. Oh, there you go. Yep, it'll be there. It'll be there shortly, mate. In a couple of hours or so, it'll be uploaded into there. Awesome. And then we got the link for Webinar Kit, mate, as well. There we go. Perfect. So getwebinarkit.com. And then you've got the different options for that. So getwebinarkit.com live and the best deal ever. Getwebinarkit.com best dash deal dash ever. Love it, mate. Exactly what it says on the tin.
yeah. I'm a pretty straightforward, simple guy, so I like to build simple systems. So,
Right. No, I love it. And then what you showed there as well, like I mean, the webinar page that you said is converting about 60%. That's not super flash stuff. It's just like, hey, this is what we do. This is what you're going to get. Go in there. So I think what you've shown there is like, it doesn't have to be the flashiest thing in the world. You've got to
no.
get out there, got to get it up and running, do that, and now you can do all that as well without even having to be on camera using your AI avatars. Because I talk to a lot of people and they ask me, because we constantly do webinars, we constantly do trainings, there's videos I do, and people, I talk to people and they're like, oh, how can you do that all the time? Like I could never get on video. I'm like, to me, I don't worry about it. Like I quite enjoy doing these. I don't worry about if things go wrong or forget what to say. It's just like that's part of humanity, and part of being able to just put yourself out there anyway. But for people that are concerned about that, then you've just shown a great way to do that with your HeyGen avatar. You can take over the whole thing, still be on video, demonstrating a webinar very, very quickly and easily. So thank you so much, Stefan. Really appreciate your time today, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And hopefully, whether you guys use Webinar Kit or not, hopefully you get some value out of the concept that we kind of shared today. So,
Yeah, some great info there, mate. So appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time.
yeah, thank you for having me. Wish
All
everyone the
right.
best.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, guys. Bye.